the Garden. Steph Curry is on the trip. There was a question about whether he would make it. We're going to talk about Steph's history in the building later in the show. Now, the Warriors have 8 players out tonight. Quentin Post was questionable with the sprain. Yeah, this is bad. This is a lot of money. But Quentin Post is available to play. So that makes it 10 players available. The Warriors are going to have to fall back on 3 two-way players. They also have a new guy, Omer Yurtseven. He's somebody who signed a 10-day contract with the team yesterday. Yurtseven is a center. He was most recently in the G League, although he's had some short stints with the Heat and the Jazz. So, guys, just adding it all up, there is a whole lot of ouch right now for the Warriors. That's been the case for several weeks.
Yeah.
What do they do, Monty?
This goes back. This dominoes started to fall with Jimmy Butler, obviously, and then you see Steph go down. And since then, I mean, the other night you saw 3 guys go down. And you saw Al Horford go down, Seth Curry went down, Quentin Post go down. Draymond Green didn't even play because he was a late scratch with a back issue. So you're at the stage now where you're looking at this team and going, how can they possibly compete with the Knicks? And you got to bring the energy. But I think at this stage of the season for these guys, most of these guys, it's almost like they're auditioning for next season because they know this season only has so much left to do, so much left to accomplish, and so much that's possible. So you can't play with the lineup with the guys you have on a regular night. The 8 guys you showed, 6 of those guys are in the rotation. 4 of them are starters. So this is a whole, like you said, a whole lot of ouch.
Yeah.
And I just, you want to compete, but most nights when they go out there like this, they're going to be outmanned. And so the only chance they have is to muck up the game, make it ugly, stay close, and have a chance, and hope the other team takes them lightly.
Yeah, you got to get it ugly. Make the game ugly. This is as ugly injury roster or injury report I've ever seen in my whole career. The Warriors are in survival mode right now, and this is an MSG. This is one of the toughest buildings to win in. The New York Knicks, they've won the six of the last 10 games. They rebound like crazy. Mitchell Robinson, Karl Anthony Towns. So we're talking about size now. Mm-hmm. And the Warriors barely have their players, not to talk about size and skill. So guys are going to have to figure out a way to win with defense. You got to muck the game up, take guys out of their comfort zone. You got to play with a lot of energy. This is going to be a challenge for Steve Kerr because not only is he dealing with the roster depletion, some of the guys who are playing are also under minutes restrictions. So it's like a chess game within a chess game.
Yeah.
I mean, this is a tough stretch for the Warriors, but the balance and the optimistic part of this whole thing is they're still looking and thinking that Steph can come back. And when he does, and Kristaps Porzingis, both of them together, if they can play together, they can put them together the last maybe 10 games of the season.
Yeah.
Yeah, it's just that this road trip, when you look at it on the whole, it's super daunting. I mean, you've got the Knicks, and you got the Celtics, you got the Pistons, and so you're looking at that's the 3 top teams in the East, basically. And it's just it's a slog. We talk about the dog days of January as you approach the All-Star break. For the Warriors, that's kind of what this is right now. And you're looking at a team that, like Pod said this the other night, he says, we got to play like we got nothing to lose. You know why? They have nothing to lose. Everybody expects them to lose every game, maybe even to the Wizards. So in this game tonight, that's what they have to do. But when you're down this many bodies, all you can do is look over your shoulder and go, okay, they can't help us right now.
Yeah.
Do what I can to help us now.
All right, keep the fight, keep the confidence, do your best. It is stacked against them. By the way, this is the first night of a back-to-back.
Yeah.
There are 2 back-to-backs on the 6-game road trip. More ouch as far as the schedule right there. Why don't we put it in terms of money, though? How about salary? When you see the amount of salary on the bench, okay, this is according to Hoops Hype. This is injured salary per team. The Warriors right there in number 1. You don't want to be number 1 on this list, but more than 93% of their salary is out right now.
Wow.
Does that make the picture any clearer for you guys? Woo, tough.
A lot of minimums. A lot of minimums and low salary guys.
But these are the guys, it means something.
Yes,
it means something for them,
exactly.
right? Why
Every
can't I
game
say
matters.
something?
It means something.
It means something. But they're playing for their NBA lives. They have a foothold right now. They want more.
Yes.
And that does go a long way. We can say, like, oh, these games don't matter. They're too hurt. It's the regular season. Any kind of thing to say it doesn't matter. It absolutely does. I don't want to say to Guy Santos or D'Anthony Melton or any of the two-way guys that this doesn't matter. Of course it does.
I mean, if you're playing on a team and the stars are out, you finally get an opportunity to show your skills. It doesn't really matter how it came. It's a blessing in disguise. I heard Pods say that, and for DeAnthony Melton too. Like both these guys, you got to think Pods is up for an extension. DeAnthony Melton, I think the way he's played and with him being healthy, he's played himself into a really nice contract the next couple of years, right? So he's got to keep that up. He's got to stay healthy. And you said something that's really interesting. There's a couple back-to-backs. So that means the guys who are playing today, there's a chance that some of these guys might not be able to play the next day. Right. So you're just trying to leave New York, also trying to get a win, trying to steal a win, but you're trying to leave New York with enough bodies to be able to play in the next game.
Yeah, you don't want to have anybody else go down because, tomorrow I think they anticipate getting certain, Porzingis will be back. They hope Draymond will be back. Moses seems to be away, but Melton will be back. So you got a chance to be, to add 3 or 4 people tomorrow in a game against the Wizards, which you have a much better chance of winning if you have some regular guys there. But tonight it's just about getting in there and doing best you can and just trying to compete.
Yeah, why don't we turn our attention to Kristaps Porzingis. With the Warriors, he's played 4 games so far this season. The last game was his first start because we learned Draymond Green was a late scratch. So he's out tonight with illness management. But hopefully, maybe, is the picture starting to get a little clearer for Kristaps Porzingis in this scheme? Why don't we hear KP postgame? It is time for a Comcast Business Every Connection Counts breakdown on the big man from the big man. Fezzi, I'm going to hand it to you. What are you noticing about the way KP is acclimating to the team?
Can I go to the wall?
Go.
Go to the wall. Let's go. Okay. Monty, you want to race me?
No. I'm going to watch you.
Okay, guys, the thing I love about what Kristaps's been able to do is he's come back and in 4 games, 14.5 points. He had his first 20-point game since December. Having a big man is a welcome sight right now for the Warriors. Having somebody who is healthy is a welcome sight for the Warriors. But Kristaps Porzingis, we're looking forward to seeing him play with Steph. You know why? Because he has his own gravity that he plays with. Here's a big man. Look how far this distance is between him and the 3-point line. And he's 7 feet tall. A contest doesn't matter to a guy who's 7'2". I'm 6'11". He's 7'2". So Dante DiVincenzo, he can't even see him when he's rising up to shoot that shot. Great play by Steve Kerr right here. Back screen. Because Paz has been on such a heater lately, the defender right there, McDaniel's not going to leave him. And that leaves Kristaps open for a wide open layup. You see that finish right there? That's so smooth. I love that by big fella. Kristaps can also make his teammates better right there, putting the ball on the floor. You see GP2. GP2 is going to be really key in these games too, because he's a guy who can finish around the paint, get you some offensive rebounds. What I want to see from Kristaps is, obviously, I want to see the big man do big man things. You got to block some shots, but this is what you want to see from the Warriors, and you get so excited because if you think about a healthy Warriors roster, and you think Kristaps plus Steph Curry plus Jimmy Butler, and you think, wow, we got some cooking over here. But Kristaps has been struggling. He's still struggling with his health, trying to get back into shape and trying to get into the swing of things.
Yeah.
But I'm excited for the possibility of what Steph and Kristaps can look like together.
Yeah, he said earlier this week that he needed maybe 4 or 5 games to get where he wants to go. 2 of those games are down, so now he's down to needing 2 or 3 games, and he's in his mind to get where he wants to go in terms of conditioning, because he's still at that stage. And he even said it this way. He said, my brain can tell me what to do, but my legs aren't quite ready to do it yet. That's kind of where he's at. So it's still coming, but you want to see him play, maybe 4 or 5 games in like an 8 or 9 day stretch, because that's when you get the idea of what he can do.
Yeah, the clock is ticking on how many games are even left to get a look at Kristaps and Steph, who again have not played a single game together yet this season. All right, coming up next on Warriors Pregame Live, we need to take a look at the